Ugly bastard.
That's him. Lost. Lost. They're going to rip him in...
Relax. It's over.
No, it's not. There's more. Another wolf behind you.
Ignore him. He always lies.
Aha. Boy who cried wolf. Still does, I suppose. And doesn't, when they actually appear.
The one and only. Listen, you little chit. Jack said you know what's become of his 3 beans.
I don't know anything. Not one thing, and besides, watch out! Wolves!
This'll be interesting. Right, let's get to it. Yellow bean. Don't know a thing about it, right?
It's somewhere very, and I mean very deep.
And who has it?
A bold farmhand, who in no way and not at all... Help! Wolves!
Bet you haven't heard what happened to the blue bean. Maybe? Not at all? Right?
I've heard it lies about somewhere, out in the...
Just like that? No one...
Nobody! 3 times over! Help! Wolves!
Let's say for a minute you know what happened to the red bean.
For certain, no one swallowed it. Oh, no!
Of course not. But say someone didn't. Who would it be that didn't swallow it?
A human? The most human? Good folk! Wolf!
Say that word one more time and I'll chop you up. Feed you to the fishes. Understood?
All right, we should go.
Watch out for wolves!
Tough to talk to, that one.
Was it, though? You need merely remember he always lies. Or more precisely... I'm not sure. We should visit some of the other fables. The meat... It's just a few. Red Riding Hood, piglets and bears, 3 of each. And Goldilocks, of course. Then Longlocks, and a little lass who sells flint.
Ah, fine. Let's get to work. Incredible. You must have loved this place.
I did at first. But children get bored quickly. Even tea parties with a whole cackle of princesses eventually turn dull and routine.
What did you do then?
Dropped a duck egg in the swan's nest once, that sort of thing. Stole the pea out from under the princess. Who sleeps to this day, I think.
Faster.
Come on, you... Know what? They need names. I'll call mine... Anise.
Call mine Roach.
Roach? Are you serious? Ugh.
3 bears.
3 stools, 3 beds, 3 bowls.
One a bit too big, the other too small, the third just right. blonde curls. Rest of the body's too mutilated. Hard to say anything.
She got what she deserved, as I see it. Always took what she wanted without asking.
No being here. Gotta keep looking.
Stop prodding me and find the beans.
Come on.
Legs and ruby red slippers.
From a tale about a wizard from Ophir. You might not know it.
Hello? Can we talk?
Schwungwatch, my head! Damn it all! I swear that was the last time I drank with Redbeard. Oh, Sienna, a bloody long time it's been. You've changed.
Whereas you, not at all, big bad wolf. Though it seems you've started running with the wrong crowd.
And who should I run with, eh? Thumbelina? One shot and she's under the table. But, what brings you?
You could always have a drink with us.
Oh, what now? Not on your life. I can barely stand, I'm so hungover.
You know what they say about the hair of...
Out of the question. And why must you drink? Do you wish to drown some sorrow? And I don't...
They stripped me of my title and birthright, then banished me.
Listen, looking for magic beans. Seen any?
I was given one.
Where is it? Talk!
Shh, not so loud.
Oh, I can be much louder than this. And resort to other means of persuasion.
Right there, the threats. Sienna to a T. Listen, I exist to restage a fairy tale. If you want to play at it, I'll be happy to.
What?
1,000 times they cut my gut open, filled it full of rocks and drowned me in the river. So once you stopped coming, I put now odds at the bottom of the well, she and the hunter. Which means we can't play, and I'm under no obligation to talk to you.
Wolf's pretty cranky.
Surprised? Think about it. It's a dog's life, I tell you.
So,
Don't worry. I'll play with him. Or rather, play him.
that's a relief.
You wish to help me? Here's your chance. Jump in the well and...
All right. Time to jump in the well.
break a leg. Any luck?
Yep, look what I got.
That would never fit you. Give it to me. How do I look?
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Let's go see the big bad wolf.
Let me guess. You'll play the granddaughter.
Mm-hmm. And you, the hunter.
You again? I thought I was clear. I will not talk to you if little Red Riding Hood is not with you!
Not a problem. Sienna can take her place.
What? Very well. It's not as if I can forbid you.
But, Grandmama, what big eyes you have!
The better to see you with, my dear.
Granny, what big arms you have!
The better to embrace you with, my dear.
And Grandmama, what?
The better to eat you with, my dear.
How you like that silver?
Butcher you! Remember what Joss said about the red bean? A human has it, and he definitely didn't swallow it.
Mm-hmm. Gotta open his belly. Bottle caps, fake teeth, a corkscrew. Ah, here it is. Red bean.
Well then, one step closer.
What?
Now, I find myself wondering if you're just horribly discreet, or if those mutations completely scrubbed away your curiosity. Are you really not interested in what happened? In what became of me after they cast me out?
Well, since you brought it up, I'd gladly hear the rest. Let's see. They'd escorted you out of the duchy.
Yes, and the noble knights of Toussaint, I didn't stop until we reached the Ketdu wilderness. They left me there alone. They assumed something would eat me, or that I'd do it, but as always, I failed to live up to expectations. I wandered the woods for a week. They were bandits, bearded, drunk, spattered with blood.
Take it neither happened?
That's when I learned a robber and a murderer can be a better man than a knight. They took me in, we set off for Nazaire, and I did what I could to repay them. I advanced in...
Should have stayed there, maybe.
Perhaps. But you know what? There came a point when I thought, you...
Been through a lot.
I have. And throughout this time, my sister was stomping grapes.
She wasn't the one to banish you.
And I'm not angry at her for that. Right. We've had our... That's one beam down. Good work. That's one beam down. Good work.
Move it! Slow. Now, whoa. Come on, Roach. wisp. Think it's got something to show us.
Careful. It's not to be trusted.
This long lock's tower?
Indeed. It's even taller than I remembered.
Wait. What Joss said about the third beam, remember?
In the possession of a bold farmhand somewhere deep beneath the ground. Yes, this must be it. Let's go. They didn't like that.
The big bad witcher huffed and puffed, and look, got a beam.
It cannot be.
What cannot be?
You actually have a sense of humor.
Why so shocked?
Well, when you arrived, all you did was pout and now this. A jet. But here we are chatting away when they're... We must keep looking. So, do you like it here?
No. Got a problem with magic in general. Illusions, portals, all that. Don't trust any of it.
A bow of old-fashioned tastes, eh? I like that.
Come on. Not so fast, Roach. Contract from a goose. That's new.
You really aim to concern yourself with that?
A true witcher should never abandon poultry in distress.
Care for a cigarillo? A bit of tobacco? A dab of fistek?
Remind me.
Sold flints when I was a lass. But no one bought them, so I branched out. Now I deal in
Magic beans. Do you have any?
If it's not the new name of some kicker I already have, dearies, then no. But maybe you'd like some.
Hey, where'd you get that ribbon? That's mine.
Is that so? Then why was it lying in the bushes?
The ribbon. Mind explaining what the fuss is about?
There's not much to explain. I got it from Aturius Vigo when I was a child. It was too...
But it means a lot to you.
How should I put this? And the ribbon reminds me of the good old days.
Dears, could you continue this touching scene elsewhere?
Give Sienna the ribbon.
Sugar plum. The only thing I hand out for free is a first hit. To get them to come back for a second, of course.
What if I asked you nicely?
Ask me nicely and I might play you for it.
What have you got to say?
Like I said, tobacco, fit...
For the ribbon.
It's enough.
All right. Tell me.
What?
What you want in return. You're not doing this out of the kindness of your heart.
Don't want anything in return.
Thank you.
What is it, loves?
Waste. A feather broken. There was a fight. A feather broken. There was a fight. Goose feathers. Must have been flapping its wings. Or did it just get plucked?
Watch out! Pixies! Hey, there, in the trees. Some kind of camp?
The goose is ours! A golden eggs as well!
Free-range birds are so much better. Oh well, where's the key?
Here it is. Got it. Good thing you posted that notice. Never would have found you otherwise.
Oh look, she laid a golden egg for you.
If only all my employers were that generous. Would have preferred a magic bean, but not about to complain.
Did you really travel all the way here for a call?
Nature of the job.
I don't believe it. Must have had another reason.
Well, this Spent a few idyllic months in Beauclair some time past. Part of me wanted to come back, I think.
Oh yes. Visit Toussaint once, and you'll always long to return.
Come on.
Not always grapple up her trade in the past, but I don't see it anywhere.
We'll find another way up. Could pull myself up here, and I'll have to make that jump.
If you say so, I shall wait down here if it's all the same. Climbing's not my strong suit.
Prince's corpse. Tried to free Longlocks, but fell and broke his neck. There it is. Would have stunk to climb all that way for nothing.
So?
Got the bean, but long locks. Seems she got sick of waiting for a knight in shining armor.
Can you blame her? Men these days, dandies and fops all.
That why you cozied up to a vampire?
Detlef was a tool, and only a tool.
Too bad he didn't know that.
I trust no one. Learned that long ago. Now it's his turn.
To use him. Was that your plan from the start?
No. At first I was simply intrigued. Do you know the story? It was in Matina, a few years past. I'd gone there to pass some loot off to a fence I know. We were hashing out the terms when in walked Detlef. He said he'd come to sell a silver candlestick, and gripped it through a cloth. That caught my eye. I followed him out, observed him from a distance, but he caught on quickly.
Yeah, superhuman senses will do that.
He turned down a blind alley. I followed. He jumped out from behind a crate, baring his teeth. I suppose he'd wanted to frighten me. Alas, he didn't in the least. After all, I'm a monster too, am I not?
A higher vampire and you were unimpressed? Don't...
I've always had a way with ostensibly dangerous, quiet types.
That's supposed to be...
Ugh, brother, I hate to disappoint you, Geralt, but your belly button is not the center of the known world. Though, you do remind me of him a bit. Stifling, all him. You see, when I met Detlef, somehow I knew, call it intuition, that he...
I guess. What happened then?
We talked, then met up once, twice, 3 times. Enough that he became infatuated. I truly enjoyed it at first, but only at first. He did not love like a man, but like an animal, To return such a feeling, anyone would be hard-pressed. Let alone...
So there came a day you'd...
Yes. There was no other way. Let's just be friends, or... But then, once I decided to return, clean up some old affairs, I remembered him, and
Playing with fire, that.
Definitely. And either I'll get burned, or I'll burn all else down.
Got a history with Detlef now, so this meeting will be different.
I can handle him.
Mm-hmm. Sure about that?
You look at him as a witcher and see a monster. I know what he's really... It's time to go. Just a bit more. Now we must plant them by the path near Longlock's tower. Then prepare to meet the giant. This is the spot. Pull out the beams. Wait!
Why?
The stalk will sprout abruptly. Very abruptly. We must be careful. All right, toss them!
Something's always gotta go wrong.
The home stretch. Admire the view later. First, we must deal with... him.
Fairy tale creature. That was one tough son of a wench.
I told you this land had gone ape mad, though I did not expect it to be so severe.
Can't help thinking you might have done that on purpose.
Why ever would I have?
To get rid of your guard, your captor. Getting close to the exit at this point. Probably think you don't need me anymore.
Well, you're wrong. You still stand to be quite useful to me.
That so? How? Plan to use me like you did Detloff?
No, I need you for a purpose far simpler. Well, don't just stand there and stare. I need a man, Geralt, and I'm not afraid to say it. I have no idea what awaits me once we leave this place. Treat it as my last wish.
Just gonna go our separate ways? No parting words?
Did you wish to tell me something?
Actually, that'd probably be best.
Oh my. No woman's ever treated you this way.
Not that I recall, no.
In that case, at last you felt what so many women in this world feel at times.
I just hope this tale has a happy ending. For me, for you, for everyone.
That may very well depend on you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing beyond what you heard. For now. Come. The exit's this way.
Another will-o'-the-wisp. Just curious. Why do you want the heart of Toussaint and the ducal wine?
They were my right. My due.
Doubt we would have figured you out if you hadn't tried to get them. Know that, don't you?
I do. I regret nothing. One lives but once. Here, we need but jump into the well. You first.
Portals in a fountain? Not terribly practical.
It was a secret passage. Henriette and I would use it to...
hide from your governess, which luckily she noted down in her diary, thus I knew where to await you. Never mind that. Has the young lady agreed to help clean up the mess she's made?
She has. And stop treating me as if I were a child.
Would you prefer I treated you like the lying manipulator you are?
Calm down, both of you.
But...
No buts. Let's go. Really want to be done with this. Nice place.
Isn't it? Offers a lovely view of the valley. On a clear day, you can see the outlines of done time.
Is it, though? A ruin like any other, I think.
So sensitive. So aware. Honestly, what did Detlef ever see in you?
Perhaps he'll tell you himself.
You nervous?
Mm-hmm. It's always a bit nerve-wracking meeting an ex. Especially so when said ex is a vampire.
I doubt he'll be in the mood for jests.
I know. May I be honest? Yes, I'm nervous. Yet I owe him this meeting. And that is that.
Let's get ready. Detlef will be here any moment now. Sienna, I have a question I must ask you.
Did you truly feign it all? That which bound us was a ruse?
Detlef, it's not that simple.
Oh no, it's very simple. You either deceived me or not. In forgiving you, I grieve. For now, we must part.
What? But how?
The ribbon?
Ha! Seems I've been fooled again. She will pay for this, sooner or later. She will pay! You never should have meddled with her!
didn't plan any of it.
Acknowledge any gods. Start praying now.
Leave him to me. Be gone.
I can't let...
I insist. My, what a smashing ensemble. You wear it well.
Shut up. I look like a twit.
The caftan is sewn of the best fabrics available, and according to the best tailoring practices. But one must have a modicum of taste to appreciate this. Even the most exquisite robes cover only deficiencies in beauty, never in refinement.
Usually wear something different, better suited to my trade. Got nothing against this particular outfit, though. Just don't exactly feel comfortable in it. And I despise formal occasions.
Nothing one can't get accustomed to. Now, be so kind as to stand still. All that being as it may, Toussaint's highest honor, the Order of Vitis Vinifera, the Duchess cannot be expected to drape the medal on a suit of armor caked in mud.
Huh. A tradition which values appearances ahead of all else. Which calls for lordly, glistening triviality and misplaced generosity.
Sound wistful. Pensive, Regis.
Hardly. It's the tone I ever adopt when I find myself pondering, which, believe it or not... Besides, I've no need for a new outfit as I...
Why not?
Because unlike you, I don't have to. I shall begin to pack my belongings instead. I trust you'll join me later?
Count on it. Ceremonies.
I've had no reprieve either. And I keep thinking of the last great virtue, compassion. It's the one piece of the puzzle that...
Mean you suddenly believe the 5 virtues theory?
It's not a question of belief, superstition, or old wives' tales. Siana planned everything in advance. Had we not stopped her, surely there'd have been a 5th victim. One the gossips would have associated with a lack of...
Her plans don't matter now. Can't act on them. Ask the messenger who delivered my invitation to the ceremony. Siana's in the palace. Courtiers pressured the Duchess to lock...
Do you care not a whit who else was in her black book? We've some time before the ceremony. We could still chat with that boot-cleaning urchin. He was the one to pass the victims' names to Dettlaff. Perhaps we missed some...
Regis, Bootblack didn't say anything about making deliveries when we...
While you basked in glory and tried on new formal wear, I conducted a little... I began by concocting an ample supply of boot wash for our enterprising young friend. I'd observed that among street folk, amidst their society as a whole. Of course, the same holds true for...
The letters. What's the connection?
When the bootblack arrived to collect his bucketful, he hinted he knew more. Simply put, we'd failed to ask the proper questions when we chatted. He admitted he'd handed Dettlaff the letters. He knew this information was valuable to...
All in all, why not check up on that? We'll go together. Assuming...
I am done, yes. Or if you will first destroy it, crawling about the city's underbelly.
Promise to be careful.
It's the swordsman! Good to see you. Here for a spiffing?
Need to ask you something.
Yet again? Go on then. I'm a proponent of free speech and I will...
Guess they could use a spit and polish.
Then I shall take advantage as well. A friend of mine used to say boots should be as clean as the soles that wear them.
Clean boots, clean souls. A fine slogan.
How's business?
Well enough. I can't complain. Though it'd be even better were certain folk to sit down for a shine as they stood and chatted.
Man in the frock coat. You passed him some letters, remember?
Why, of course.
If you're about to tell me this information will cost me, forget it. How'd you get those letters?
Beggars brought them.
Why didn't you tell us this before?
You didn't ask about...
Beggars.
Why, 4. 1 for each...
Just 4? Sure you didn't get a...
I can't count, you know.
Remember anything else? These beggars...
What? Come now. Each was different. Some had mismatched boots. Oh, I know. They all had no...
Kid, my patience is starting to run a little thin. Now think hard. Remember what they looked...
Of course. I've a mind like a steel trap, as I said.
Geralt, allow me to ask a question. Listen, lad. I'll be glad to mix another batch of that bootshine for you. But you must focus now and tell us all you know. Where can...
Well, at the shelter, most like.
Where's that?
Everyone knows. It's just round the corner. Up.
Thanks, kid. For your trouble. We must visit the shelter. Look around inside.
Oh! You've to move your little camp elsewhere, got it? This is a decent district. We need no filth folk bunning about.
Gentlemen, there's no need to raise your voices. Let's keep our calm.
Our calm is exactly what you disturb. Your vagrants bring pestilence, take work from honest folk, and sponge on ducal relief. You? What do you want?
To talk.
Here, that's a waste of breath. We've tried it, only to tire our lips. We'll use other means of persuasion now.
Gentlemen, calm, please.
Either get out along with these flea-ridden vagabonds, or we'll toss you all out.
Scram! Decent folk live.
The shelter. Them living here.
Look, Ballard. Another defender of...
Damn nuisance. We've our women and young folk living next door, when even grown men fear...
Decent folk you mention.
Why? Do you doubt it?
Hell yes.
Hear that, Artois? He poking insults us.
We should step aside, good fellow. My friend is perfectly capable of settling this unfortunate dispute on his own.
Come now! Try me!
All right. I can take a hint. Come, time to go.
I thank you so much for your aid. I tried to reason.
What did they want from you?
They are neighbors. Wish me to take my folk, the shelter, elsewhere. I do not oppose going elsewhere, were we to have somewhere to go.
What is this place? Poorhouse?
You could call it that.
You help them, why?
Because they need help.
Need some information. Looking for a man who might...
The boot black. If I...
Any of your, wards supposed to meet him recently or soon?
Forgive me. Those I help and I are not so close that I would... You can question them yourselves.
Sure all your
They're not obliged to come, of course. But they rarely find a decent meal elsewhere. So...
Thanks. We'll wait.
My dears, I've a matter to address before I serve the soup. These two gentlemen have some questions of you. Pay attention. Answer in brief. For if you draw it out, your soup will go cold. And we wouldn't want that, would we?
Recently, 4 of you delivered sealed letters to the boot black. I know this.
Does anyone know what the gentleman means? Go on, speak up. Romain?
Why should I squeal? We were all told not to mention the letters. We all swore.
You can tell me, Romain. You were given a letter and you delivered it, right? Good work, Romain. Thank you. Who else?
I got one too. Gave it to the boot black. And Freshy?
I still have mine. I'm to deliver it 2 days after the Feast of St. Barnabas.
It's a matter of importance to the Duchy. Hand it over, or I'll take it from you, plain and simple.
But I was to deliver it personally. Let no...
You ought to heed folk who are kind and honest. These men helped me.
All right, take it. I didn't want to see the boot black anyways. It's always muddy there.
Damn it.
What is it? Another name, truly?
See for yourself.
Well, well. I must say, even I did not expect this. This time you will see to our Duchessa. It seems we underestimated Sienna rather grossly.
Judging by this, Detloff was literally supposed to tear her heart out.
Yet first you must snap her neck. Puzzling.
Puzzle complete now.
Alas, the matter ceased to be a tantalizing brain tease and has turned incredibly grave.
Duchess was to be Detloff's last victim. Sienna planned it from...
Indeed. The logical...
4 seemingly random victims to start. The virtue's their only link. Enough to get folk talking about her. Obscured the victims' links to Sienna, even as she had those she despised killed off.
Had she managed to fulfill her plan, none would have questioned the reasons. She was known to show a hard heart on many occasions.
Why would Sienna murder her own sister? Out of envy?
Yes, yes, and yes. All seem likely.
Actually, love...
Praiseworthy, I suppose. Sometimes...
Seems a bit strong, no?
She used my friend as her tool for killing. I believe I've every right to condemn her. Some philosophers think empirical examination the sole path to knowledge. I believe you mentioned the Duchess keeps Sienna locked up.
Courtiers were insisting on a harsher punishment. Much harsher. Think Anna Henrietta had to protect her sister from a... One way or another, she's locked away in a secluded wing of the palace, awaiting trial before a court... Coming with?
Of course not. I shall await you at Mare la Chaise-Longue. I'll not risk entering the palace after Dettlaff and his minions ramp...
Besides, I vastly prefer the company of a simple mug of mandrake.
So, said straight up, it means...
I've never been fond of categorical statements of that kind, but I admit I could not vouch for my behavior in her presence.
She treated Dettlaff cruelly.
Caused his death in the end, and now this? Atop all that? No, Geralt. I will not go.
Here in Beauclair, os right and fair. Filthy blood, fam. Halt!
Need to see Sienna, urgently.
In the matter of?
Need to interrogate her. New facts have come to light. Need them explained. Seems she was...
Ah, fine then. You're that witcher who solved the murders, no?
Promise to be brief.
The Witcher will speak with the inmate. You can take a momentary break.
As long as it's truly but a moment. Highly irregular, this.
Have you come to see how I fare? I'm fine, thank you. Artorius' ribbon worked wonders. It's a shame they took it from me.
I know who the 5th victim was supposed to be.
Goodness, you're simply a compulsive snoop. I'm in prison. That...
Sienna, stop pretending you couldn't care less. I know it's... Why'd you want to kill her?
For such an accomplished
Because she turned her back on you?
Bravo, Geralt. Yet another riddle solved, and you're secure... Well, what now? Off to share your discovery with Anna Henrietta? Oh, she's no longer...
Definitely gonna tell her. Not necessarily for the...
Then why do it at all?
She ought to know. If only 'cause you'll
I probably will.
Perhaps, just for a second, you could stop dwelling on all the wrongs folk have done you, and forgive her.
Why should I?
For old time's sake. You loved each other once.
Please. I don't know.
Read your governess's diary. You played together, were inseparable. Henriette'd get you into trouble sometime. Time eats away at memories, distorts them. Sometimes we only remember...
If she loved me so, why did she wash her hands off me?
Don't know. But you could just ask her instead.
There's nothing she could say to change what she did to me.
Maybe. But there's nothing out there to justify what you did to her and all Toussaint. Yet...
Ugh. You meant what you said in the Land of 1,000 Fables. Ah, with all of us living happily ever after. Go, Witcher, or they'll give your medal to another. And that would be a shame.
Farewell, Sienna.
Commander de la Tour would like to see you. Shall we go at once?
Let's go. Damien.
Geralt, it's about time.
Your face. Though it looked even worse last...
I apply a balm of arnica. Yeah, I hardly feel it anymore.
Got some important information. Anna
You are certain of this?
Completely. Found proof.
Inconceivable. How could she? The murders, the mayhem she brought down. I must alert my men. Enlarge the Duchess's honor guard. Make certain Sylvia Anna is closely watched during the questioning. I'll see to it personally. I thank you, Witcher, for alerting me. And I appreciate your attentiveness. Let's begin the ceremony. Come... In the Guild's name, I beg your assistance, your enlightened highness. Without barrels, production will come to a stop, and it will be the end of us.
You lost them all in the fire. These are horrible tidings. Oh, we are most dreadfully saddened.
Yes, your enlightened highness all.
I shall dispatch a palace guardsman to examine the site of the blaze. If things are, as you say, fitting compensation shall be paid from the ducal treasury.
Thank you, your enlightened highness. Your Grace, Geralt of Rivia has arrived.
My dear subjects, we come now to our next point of business. Of all the duties which fall upon my shoulders, as the ruler of this dominion, this duty is dearest to my heart. For now, we shall award the Order of Vitis Vinifera, Tucson's highest honor.
Geralt of Rivia, slayer of the beast of Beauclair, step forth.
We bestow the distinction upon the Witcher. In more familiar terms now, I thank you immensely, Geralt. Damien has your reward for you. After all, it was but a contract.
Thank you.
I have a small surprise for you, in addition. I give you more than a dozen barrels of Son Real, a wine normally reserved for the ducal table. The gustatory experience of a lifetime awaits.
I am, and truly grateful, Your Grace. It's Sienna. She plotted to have you killed, Duchess.
This cannot be true.
I have proof.
I do not believe it. In a moment I shall speak to see. You returned my sister to me, yet what you tell me now I find devastating. I've come to doubt.
I'm not. In fact, I'd recommend you be particularly careful around...
You exaggerate, Witcher. She is my sister.
If my presence will help in any manner.
We shall now question a person implicated in the murders, which recently ravaged our The Witcher will take part in our talk.
The Duchess requested I be present.
You have committed crimes. Grave crimes. Yet you are... Nor does it let me believe you sought my demise. My heart yearns to know you were swayed. Thus I have asked Geralt to advise me. As one...
Bitterness consumes Sienna. She had cause to resent many of the court of Beauclair. I know her reasons, understand them even. But I can't condone the actions she chose to take.
What is he talking about, Sienna?
You know exactly what. I was forcibly exiled, remember? To your benefit. You knew well the throne would then be... The ministers I can understand. They'd hated me since I was a child. Thought me a poor prospect. I even understand our parents. I'd always sensed the problem. They simply feared me, for I dared to be free. That fabricated curse
Your dagger hurt most. You were my Honorrietta, damn it!
Claim to understand them all? Why'd you come back for
They deserved my vengeance. They detested me, all of them. She was all I could cling to.
You were children then. You and your sister both had...
You're wrong, Witcher. She had control. Remember, dear sister? Of course, I'd had the idea to pelt the Nilfgaardian envoy with fish bladders, which we filled with rancid... and which you set afire at the last, to impress me, I imagine. And I admit, never laughed so hard in my life. But when it came time to find the culprit, you... It's true. The council was unanimous. They listed all my offenses, my flights from the palace. They cast me out. But you, the only one to understand me, you cowered in a corner.
That's not true. I searched for you. Sent out Since the day you vanished, I have lived with the knowledge that I failed you. I'm sorry, dear sister. Can you forgive me?
All in all, best part of the whole ceremony? It was short.
Perhaps for you, as you ducked out early. The others are probably just getting started. The drunkenness never ends in this quaint realm.
Not so fond of Toussaint after all, are we?
Ah, this place is like a strong wine, Geralt. Good in small sips. How do you find my personal brew? Not...
Just right.
Credit the local mandrake of the Alrauna diabolus variety for that. The tubers which grow in this area's
Fascinating. All I can say is this batch turned out excellent.
Indeed. It might be wise to stockpile some roots for the future. Would you...
You decide to go root picking now?
Geralt. Even were I generously to, I'd never believe you had also forgotten that you likewise have
If you think it's a good idea, let's go. But I think you might be forgetting one thing.
Ah, not a problem. I never forget matters of safety and...
Thanks. Right then.
This moonlight makes me... So dreamy.
Penny for your thoughts. Let me guess. Succubus twins?
No, I was thinking about... oh, how anything can look interesting when properly lit.
Even an old necrophage corpse?
You've not an ounce of refinement in you, have you?
Now, where'd that bloodsucker go? Won't be easy to track down. He's a vampire, after all.
Regis!
Damn it, where'd you go?
Regis!
Where'd you go?
I did what I had to do! More base than
Those Bruxay, they called you a traitor.
Alas, we've a very simple code of honor, we vampires. So simple you might call it trivial. Either one is with us, unconditional.
Won't let it go, will they?
They will not. Fortunately, we've another rule, an unwritten one, and just as trivial as the first. That is why I must leave Toussaint. For a vastly long time, most like.
Yeah, I get it.
Let us make for my camp. I've an overwhelming desire to have another drink.
Supreme bouquet. Firm, defined beginning, then develops gently, rising to a startling finish. Don't you think?
Not much of a connoisseur.
Then it is high time you started your education. After all, the Corvo Bianco vineyard is now yours. By the way, I left a gift for you at your new home, on the nightstand.
Thanks. Mind telling me what it is?
A trifle. That will nonetheless be useful should you need mutagens. Incidentally, have you thought about what you'll do with your prize? Shall you hang your swords over the mantle and take to pruning vines?
Know what? Think I just might. But one day I'll want to see what it's like. To just wake up at...
Oh, stop, please. Sounds so sentimental, my fangs have begun to hurt. Then what? Will you begin writing your I can remember a night, not too far from here if I'm not mistaken. We hid in a cave.
How could it not? We just set off to rescue Ciri from Vilgefortz.
Oh, our encounter with Vilgefortz. That is something I do not remember so...
Seemed like a land straight out of a fairy tale back then. Its sole problem, cellar's too small to accommodate all that wine.
Appearances, Geralt. Appearances like Mamoon's and...
Killed him. Sure wasn't easy, though. What about you? Any idea where you'll go?
Distance is of the essence. I thought I might venture south.
Nilfgaard?
Why ever not? The Nilfgaardians are a modern society. None there believe in vampires anymore. This fact alone could be very useful to one wishing to remain incognito.
Interesting point of view. I so don't feel like going anywhere. Sit here a while longer?
So we shall, my friend. We have witnessed, and in fact on several occasions incited, many great and weighty events. After all that toil, I believe we deserve a bit of a rest.
That we do. Actually, I'd love to go home.
To reconcile, that's one thing. But to start making wine together, it boggles the mind. Good day.
Nothing says love.
Good day, good day.
The book of lust is hard and dirty. No one can grip the damn thing.
Master Witcher, some unknown individual barged into the residence. I resisted as best I could, but to no avail.
Who is it?
Alas, they did not do me the basic courtesy of introducing themselves.
Unexpected as ever. And beautiful as ever.
Won't you even ask why I've come? Or how I found you?
Wouldn't get a straight answer anyway.
Quite true.
Used to bother me, all your secrets. Now I know if you have something to tell me, you'll tell me. Don't need to ask.
I missed you, Geralt. Madly. Come outside. We can hold hands and stare at the sky, like some shitty two-crown romance.
Brought quite a few books.
Not at all. These aren't grimoires, just pleasure reading.
Huh. Always thought you too busy to make...
Because I was. But now, I'm not. A few weeks ago, I awoke to the realization that I know not what... And you know what? I like that. Finally, I can... Which is why I came here.
Liking Toussaint's...
The landscape's lovely, and the town's...
But
the southern sun plays havoc with my wardrobe. To be blunt, wear black down here and you're pretty damn hot.
Might need to think about changing your color palette.
And I'll wear scents distilled from turnip. I think I shall simply stay in the shade. And you'll bring me cool drink.
Bring you whatever you want. You know, feels kinda strange having a home.
I must say I never pictured you
Was something of an... Yen, back then, before we fought the hunt, said you wanted to run away with me to the world's end. This vineyard. Good enough?
Yes, although there's one thing missing.
Namely?
I shall give you a hint. It's large, white, has 4 legs, category taxidermy.
Oh yeah, the unicorn. Fine. You can bring it down here.
I knew you'd see things
Ever thought this day would come? Me and you?
I almost regret delaying so long before...
You have doubts? Though I imagine it might have been hard.
Please, Geralt. I'm not like other sorceresses to feel that following someone...
Ooh, watch what you say about your colleagues.
Well said, Witcher. You're not only handsome...
Yeah, and I'm...
Ha!
How'd that start, anyway? Our duel?
Forgotten. It was at a vernissage in Banard. You started it. Never change, Geralt. I beg you.
So, talk again later?
Of course.
Can we talk?
Always.
Foes yesterday, partners today, and tomorrow, lovebirds tomorrow. Long live Matilda and Master Will. I thank you for letting me.
You sure you don't...
I cannot say yet.
Visited others, huh?
Yes.
Remember, and I'd... See...
Take care, Witcher.
Sir, we received a shipment of wine from the Belgard vineyard. I had the barrels unloaded and stored in the cellar to the...
Thanks. Take a look when I have a
Splendid. I was told to
Thanks.